Hey, it's your band
Hello.
directors. How's
Woo.
it going, guys? We miss you guys so much. We're anxiously awaiting to get back to school, but we know that you guys are enjoying an extended break. So we wanted to just give you a couple of announcements and let you know what's going on with our distant learning, and we'll be posting a lot of stuff all over the web over the next couple of days. So the first thing is we are taking everything on a week-by-week basis. So we will post our first assignment this Wednesday, and then we will start posting assignments on Mondays after that, every single week on a Monday. With Google Classroom, we are no longer using Google Classroom until we get it set up with the county. Because of all of this stuff that's gone down, we are going to be switching over to Microsoft Teams for the time being, and all of you have access to that, and we will be working with you to get through on that service as we get going over the next couple of days. Next thing I have is our cookie dough fundraiser. It's done. We can no longer do it because of the county office and the state. They said that fundraisers are no longer allowed to be used, so we will have to cancel that. So make sure you turn in all of your money back to your customers in a healthy manner, of course. Did you forget your instrument over spring break?
I did. What am I supposed to do, Mr. Hart?
Man.
Well, tomorrow, which is Tuesday, from 3 to 6, you can come by the band hall, and I will bring your instrument out to you. If you'll just send one of us a private message on either the band app or an email and let us know you're coming, we will be happy to give you your instrument so that you can take care of it over this time that we are at home.
Thank you, Mr. Hart.
Yeah,
That's
no
very
problem.
informative.
Yeah. You want to talk about cleaning instruments?
Sure. So not only is it important to make sure that you're taking good care of yourself, washing your hands, hand sanitizer, all that fun stuff, it's important that you make sure that your instrument's clean too. And we've seen some of your instruments during the normal school year, and it's not very pretty. So make sure that brass players, that you're giving your instrument a bath, and Mr. Hart's going to talk about that in a second, and woodwind players, making sure that we're swabbing out our instrument every time. Reed players, making sure that if you just got a new reed, that we keep it nice and clean as well. You can soak reeds in some mouthwash for about a minute, no longer, just to kind of help it get clean a little bit too. If you've been sick, you need to throw the reed away. You know the drill. And make sure that you're washing out your mouthpieces, saxophones and clarinet players, with mild soap and warm water. Never put them in the dishwasher. Never. If you have cork on your instrument, make sure you're taking good care of that too, so that it doesn't fall off. Okay. Flute players, really the only thing that you can do is spray on a piece of paper towel, some alcohol spray or something like that, and wipe it on your lip plate, but never put anything directly on your flute. It can tarnish and take the silver off of your lip plate. And then double reeds, you know the drill, just making sure that you're keeping up with them and that you're letting them dry out completely before putting them back in their little coffin. That's
That's what they're called.
Yeah. So yeah, just making sure that we're keeping all that nice and clean. And then Mr. Hart, how about the brass players?
Yes, and I just want to add one thing on that, Mrs. Hembrook.
Mm-hmm.
Please take your reed off of your mouthpiece every time you're done. Never leave it. It'll get moldy. Clarinets, saxophones, you remember the picture.
Yes. Yes, it's really gross. Okay, and that's how you get sick too, is by leaving a wet reed on your mouthpiece, and you put your mouthpiece cover on, and then you put it in your case, and then that's how stuff grows. And that's how you get sick, from your own reed itself. So make sure you air it out. You can even wipe it on your pant leg if you're into that. And make sure you put it in its little case before closing up shop. Cool.
So with the brass instruments, I'm actually also going to do a demonstration video on this, maybe tomorrow or later tonight. But you want to make sure that you have all the supplies you need to take care of your instrument. You need to be bathing it pretty regularly, especially with all this stuff going on. But make sure you're also oiling your valves daily and greasing your slides at least every 2 days to make sure that everything functions and moves the way it's supposed to. But when it's time to give it a bath, I usually just say, let's do it in a bathtub or a sink if it'll fit, depending on the size of your sink. But get you a towel, and I always like to use sticky notes so I know when I take things out of my instrument where it's supposed to go back so I don't forget and get something mixed up. But you always want to use lukewarm water. Don't go super hot or super cold, and just regular soap, like dish soap is fine. And you don't want to put a whole lot in there, just mild dish soap, and a little dab will go a long way, just to kind of get some disinfectant in there. Put your instrument in the bathtub without all the slides in it. Take all the valves and the springs and the slides out, and just let the instrument soak in the bathtub for about 5 or 10 minutes. Then you'll take your snake and your cleaning brush and go in all the slides, get all the gunky gunks out, and make sure that everything's out. Make sure you get inside the bell, go through all the valve stems and everything, and make sure you got everything clean. And then go through all of your actual slides and your valves and use your valve brush to get in those little holes in the valves to make sure you get all the gunk out of there too. And then I take it out and let everything air dry. And then I might take a soft cloth and kind of wipe off any watermarks that there might be. And then start reapplying your oils and your greases, put everything back in. Make sure you wipe off any residue that comes off the grease so you don't have any on your instrument and it gets tarnished. And then you should be good to go. Of course, if you want to apply polish to it, you can get polish at any regular store if you can find it. But good luck with that. But just make sure that anything that you use it sparingly, such as paper towels and hand sanitizer, things like that, so that you have plenty for the rest of your family. But the most important thing is to make sure you're taking care of your instrument daily. Don't let it sit in a case for multiple days without oiling it at least, or at least blowing some air in it so that it stays in regular working order. But I'll make a tutorial video for you guys so that you guys can see everything in action. And if you have any questions after that, you can shoot one of us a message. We'll be happy to help. You want to talk about some percussion stuff?
Yeah, percussion instruments are really easy. All you need to do is just wash off the sticks. Make sure you're not playing with dirty hands. I always wash my hands a lot before I play to make sure that I'm playing with clean hands. You can do this with your sticks and mallets. Usually you shouldn't be touching your drum anyway. When you set up your stand, if you're putting it back in your bag, I would go ahead and clean that off with some sanitizing wipes or some kind of cleaner that you have at your house. Dish soap would work fine too if you can't find anything else. Just something you want to make sure you're wiping that down regularly. It's basically it. Percussion instruments are pretty simple. Just make sure you're not touching the drum a lot. You shouldn't be touching it a whole lot anyway. Anything you may want to grab, like the snare strainer, if you turn the snares off and on, make sure you're wiping that down, things like that, anything you're touching regularly. And make sure you're putting it back in your case. If you aren't, it's okay. It's not like woodwind instruments. You can leave your drums out if you want to, your sticks, that's fine. But if you're grabbing it out a lot, just make sure you're cleaning any surface that you've been touching. It's basically the biggie. Percussion instruments are pretty easy.
That's great. Yeah. And that's pretty much it that we have for this first video. We're going to be sending some more videos out per grade level to give you some more information about some things that we need you to do over the next couple of weeks and days. But the most important thing is we want you guys to use your instruments to have fun this next week and couple of weeks. And we want you guys to enjoy playing music, perform for your family, turn the news off, get off your phone, get your trumpet out, get your drum out, get your clarinet out, and just play something. It doesn't matter what it is, but play something. And most importantly, we miss you guys so much. Come back to school when it is time. We will see you soon. Until then, bon voyage.
Bye-bye.